Hello, this is Kara Stainbrook with Create by Kara, and today we're going to do a one-sheet wonder that was Pinterest inspired. You can also find these on Pinterest as one-page wonder. This is the sketch I'm going to be using, and unfortunately, the lady who came up with this idea, who had her name on it, the website is not a good website to click to, so Sylvie, I have no way to connect to her to give thanks to her. But this is a super simple layout. And so first we're going to start cutting. Now there are several different ways you could do this. What I'm doing is I have a large like TV like screen that had the sketch on here to my right. You can also, on the back of your pattern paper, you could also draw out the sketch and just cut the lines, and that way you don't, right here I'm kind of fumbling around which way I wanted to go because, once you cut off that one strip on the end, the 1 inch strip on the end, that kind of sets your page. So however you find is easiest for you. Now, you're going to get several pieces. I believe there's maybe 12 altogether. I got a total of 10 cards out of this one sheet wonder. There is also a sketch available for these, most of them, like a layout, not just the actual, measurements. So here I'm just showing you as I cut each, I guess it'd be kind of like a column of each page, just kind of showing you that what I'm getting out of each one. Now I did prefer to do it this way, looking at a computer screen. I just found it was easier. However, if you like to draw out the sketch on the back of your paper, if that would work for you better too, then you do what you want to do. So here are all my pieces I got from my one piece of pattern paper. Several different shapes to work with, that's for sure. Now, I was not sure if I wanted top folding cards or side folding cards or what I really wanted, so I kind of made these as I went, and I used 110-pound Neenah Solar White cardstock. Now you're going to want to pick out background paper that matches your pattern paper. These 4 colors are what I chose. I actually ended up changing my green along the way, and so you'll set those aside. Now, as I really sped this up because it's a long, drawn-out process of me putting together these cards. Just kind of want to do whatever you feel is right for you and your cards. I use my favorite things inside out, the square and the circles, quite a bit on these cards. I was also out of my score tape, so I had to use a tape by Doris that I get at my local Pack-A-Tans. The possibilities are really endless with this creation. I did follow the sketch pretty close. Here I'm cutting more bases. I decided to do, many of mine are top folding. That's just how it came out, and they looked best that way, I feel. So the colors that I chose really had no rhyme or reason, just whatever I was feeling at that very moment I put down. And some of this goes off camera, so I do apologize about that. And as I'm doing these, I'm just setting them aside. I will do the stamping here on a few of the cards to show you at the very end. I just thought it was going to be easier to do, the cut out everything, and here I changed my green colors too. Excuse that. But I just found it easier to do all these cards at once, and that way all the cards bases are done, and then I could just stamp, which I think made it way easier. If you're finding it easier to do, a card at a time and stamp, and I just had my mojo going, so I just kept on rolling with what I was doing. You could add tons more to these. Most of these are very, very simple cards, which is unlikely for me because I usually do elaborate cards that takes me hours. All of these probably took me about an hour and a half ish to assemble and begin to stamp on these cards. So here are the finished 10 cards and the layouts of each card. I'm going to go into detail here on stamping and what I use for each one. At the very end, I have a still photo, and I'll tell you what company I use for each one. Now this first one I decided I've seen a lot of like sticker paper for die cuts, and I have this humongous roll of double-sided tape from Sparkle and Sprinkle that I got last year at a scrapbook expo. So I decided to try that on my big die cut there. You can see the U, and it is super sticky. Let me tell you that. And so I decided to go with a stamp set from Casual Fridays, and it's called All About You. Now this is from a stamp of approval box that was previously released a few months back. And I use Memento ink in the Rosebud to stamp. And then I love any stamp that has little teeny tiny stamps with it. And so what you're going to see me doing here is just stamping a few of the stars that are on that. Now this stamp set, it will be available eventually through I believe CatherinePooler.com, and you can always purchase it at a later time if you didn't get the stamp of approval box that came from. And so this next card is coming to you, and you'll see me cutting on that double-sided tape, and you will also see me change green colors. This is where I changed the green color to one that matched better, I felt. So that's the double-sided tape, and I'm just going to cut that through my Vagabond 2. And it is super sticky, so you just want to be very careful with it. And so I decided to lay that up in the diagonal right hand. And this is from Craftin' Desert Divas, and it is Wishful Thoughts, and I also use the Wishful die. And what I'm stamping is I forgot. Sorry, and then the die is sorry, and then I forgot. Now here I've taken, from the Botanical Flowers, I've taken the little teeny tiny, almost like from the stamens, and stamping them in different colors. And the ink I used is a Memento Rosebud. And then So Susie ink bites are super adorable, and I'm using the Totally Turtle, which is in the new release of the ink bite. And then I'm also using Brutus Monroe Jack-O-Lantern. His inks are fabulous as well, so using a little bit of mixture of each of those to just kind of fill in. I love, like I said before, I love stamp sets that have little fill-ins, and this is a flower set, so you can, use your imagination and do different things. And then I'm just topping it off with a Wink of Stella. Actually, that's a Spectrum Noir. I apologize for that. It's a Spectrum Noir pen. And this next one, I have my cards on a line here with me. But what I love about this card and why I'm showing you this is because I'm now using the Misty stamping tool. It's the most incredible stamping tool ever invented, and it truly is. Like, it's a real lifesaver. It's a good investment if you have, the money to do so. And then I'm just going to add a few sequins as well to this. It's a very super simple card, and I'm using Craftin' Desert Divas, I believe it was Melon Drop and Sweetness. Sweetness is one of my favorite combos in her collection. I use it, I feel like I use it on tons of different cards. And I'm also using little dots for the back. They're little glue dots, and I absolutely love these. I've been trying to put glue on the back of my sequins forever, and it's been driving me batty, so these little dots are wonderful. So here are all my finished cards, and just showing you a layout of each, and then I'll go into each one and just, show you what I did, and I hope that you can use your imagination and come up with some fantastic cards as well. This first one, as I had said before, is Casual Fridays, and it's the All About You stamp set from a previous stamp of approval box that you will be able to purchase, if not already, when you're watching this video. The next card is from Craftin' Desert Divas, Wishful Thoughts and Wishful Dies, and then I also used the Botanical Flowers to kind of just fill in the areas, and then also the Spectrum Noir clear sparkle pen to just coat the sorry part of the die just to make it shimmer. The next card is from Concord and Ninth. And the die set is called You've Got This. I know tons of people I could send this to just to brighten their day and say they got this. I also use Sweetness and Melon Drop from Craft and Desert Divas. A little bit of Spectrum Noir as well. Now this next one is from Hero Arts, and it's the Kindness set, which was inspired through Jennifer Maguire's Kindness campaign. She inspires me so much, and I absolutely love her creations and what she does for the crafting community. And so this is a stamp set from that, and I just added a few little hearts from that set, and it was absolutely perfect. And this next one is from Lawn Fawn. It's called Believe in Yourself, and it is a newer release. It was the previous release they had, which I believe was 2 months ago. And then a few little sequence from the Craft and Desert Divas once again. This next one is from My Favorite Things, and it is from the stamp set called Amazing. And I think everyone needs the reminder that they're amazing. This card I decided to keep super simple and only stamp just a sentiment, and it is from So Susie Stamps. Wishing you strength for today and hope for tomorrow. This next card is from Simon Says Stamp, and it's Uplifting Thoughts. And again, I believe this one was inspired by Jennifer Maguire, but kindness can change the world, and I just added a few little stars from that set. And this one is from Sugar Pea Designs, and it is from Celebrate. This could be so versatile. It could be celebrate your birthday, could be celebrate your graduation, new job, new home. I mean, anything, with success would fit this card. And one of my favorite sayings ever is never give up. This stamp set is from My Creative Time. And I also use underneath, there is a Craft and Desert Divas flag banner underneath, and then a little bit of the Sweetness and Melon Drop sequence along the side to finish it up. And so that completes the 10 cards that I got from my one-page wonder, or as again, you can, one-sheet wonder if you're looking on Pinterest. If you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. I am just beginning my YouTube journey, so feel free to follow me on any of these social platforms and get to creating, and I can't wait to see what you all create. Have a great day.